you motherfucker. Hey, what's happening, guys? So today's my top 10 video. It's a top 10 Sega Mega Drive list of mine, obviously, my opinion or whatever you want to say. It's not definitive. I decided to decorate like last time. Unfortunately, it's not all of my games. There was actually some on the bottom row that you can't even see. Wait to the end if you want to see, you know, the little montagey type bit. But yeah, I just whacked them all on here. But it kind of gives you a bit of a clue as to what's not in my list. Or does it? No, it's not. It's not my list. So yeah. One thing that some people have mentioned as well is that I haven't done a games to play for a little while. Doesn't mean I'm not playing games, but I don't have enough substantial footage for a games to play episode in terms of what I'm actually playing. What I mean by that is that I'm playing Last of Us 2 at the moment, and that's gone on a lot longer than what I planned to, in terms of I've not had enough time. I don't just want to film for the sake of it. I want something decent for somebody to look at. It's not necessarily a review video. It's literally a kind of a snapshot. If somebody's to walk in while I'm playing it, what they would see. And I've played a couple of 3DS games, of which I don't necessarily feel like there's enough for a games to play episode. I might do something later on down the line. I've had a bit of an idea of kind of doing like a bit of a mashup episode where I kind of show snippets of bits and pieces and why they're good and things like that. But yeah, at the minute, what I want to concentrate on is a sort of 4 or 5 minutes per game, maybe not as much as that, but 3, 4, 5 minutes per game. Say why I'm liking it, what's happened, you know, bits and pieces like that. Anyway, we'll crack on with the top 10. I have actually already filmed this. I got down to about my third choice. There was a cow outside that mooed. My little boy's playing Fortnite. God bless his soul, oh my God. But he can't just play it, he has to actually scream at the TV. So yeah, so I told him to keep the noise down. But anyway, we have as number 10, again, this is not necessarily in any order, but it is games that are very near and dear to my heart for one reason or another. Anyway, Sonic 2, pretty much, I mean, what can you say? There's nothing really that you can say. I mentioned this in a previous video about this game, that it's very near and dear to my heart because this is one of my original games. It is my original cartridge, etc. This game did everything and better than the first one. It introduced another character, obviously more attitude. Always got to have the attitude in the 90s. The front cover was amazing. And yeah, obviously my own personal story behind it and everything else is that I was given it at Easter time as a present from my mum and my grandma. And yeah, it really is just a very basic, straightforward, amazing game. It's not the best ever, I'm not saying that, but if you are a fan in any way, shape or form of Sonic, you can't deny that this is better than the first. So anyway, that's number 10. Next one down the line, Earthworm Jim 2. Very, very funny, very odd sense of humour, even back then, but I liked the cartoon as well as the games. I never was fortunate to actually own the games, I had to rent them. I only got this, say recently, I mean, me and my friend, we were collecting together and we came across this, and then I thought he had it and he thought I had it, so I don't know where that's gone. But I'm able to obtain it again, and I got a good deal on it a while ago off eBay. Can't remember, for the life of me remember how much, but it is complete and I'm very happy with it. The level, my favourite ever level, would always be the Salamander level, where it's Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata in the background. Such an odd, it's just an odd mashup when you go from something like from the Sonic games, or you know, Chuck Rock, whatever you want to say, and then you go to that. It's just so weird, but absolutely love the game. Next one down the line, Battletoads, and yet again, I'm sure you're probably bored of hearing it, but this is my original games, my original cartridge. Fortunately, it is complete because I have quite a few manuals missing from what is my usual top row of games on here. The majority of the next row down are complete, but not the top ones, but this is in my top row. And this was actually a swap that I did back in the day. I had Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2, and I completed them no end of times, and somebody says, oh, you know, I'll do some swaps of your games, but all my games down. I said, yeah, this is all my games. He said, okay, I want those two. And he was an adult at the time. I was like 9 or so, and he said, okay, so what games do you want? And I said Battletoads and Jurassic Park. Now Jurassic Park I got a bit duped on, yes, but Battletoads I did really like it, and I am actually glad because I managed to get Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter again probably about 15 or so years ago, 16 years ago, something like that, for very, very cheap. I think for both of them it cost me less than a tenner. So yeah, Battletoads, again, very odd sense of humour, but very much in the same vein as like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, something like that. And I've got to mention the bloody Speedway, it's that level there where you're on the speed bikes. Childhood trauma, I can just say that. Anyway, next one down the line is Micro Machines. Again, I've mentioned this in a previous video. I think it was my room tour video actually. This is my original cartridge, and I have a very soft place in my heart for this game because this was a present, and it very much capitalizes on the Micro Machines craze at the time, which I loved. I was a Micro Machines kid, but all the racing is super duper colourful. I mean, look at the back. It sells the game really well. Sells it really, really well. And then to open it and be like, wow, look at the cartridge. I'd never seen a cartridge like that because I didn't have like Dizzy Egg or anything like that. I had that on the Commodore 64. But yeah, did love this game. So, and I always played as Emilio. He was my favourite. What else have we got? We have got Mega Games 2. It's a bit of a cheap one, this is, because obviously it's got 3 games in one. But this is my original cartridge. And every single one of these games is perfect in their own right. I didn't have any of the sequels or anything like that. I had these, and that's it. So for me, this will always be in my top 10 Mega Drive games. Technically, that's what it is. So it was released back in the day on that console originally, before the craze of every single console releases a compilation of some sort. The art is amazing on the front. Yeah, I liked Mega Games 1 because of columns. That was it. And Hang On was okay, but this, it was sometimes hard to pick what game you wanted to play. So yeah, we have 5 left. Mortal Kombat. So it's an undisputed classic, really. It's not perfect, especially by today's standards, but all the things you could do. I mean, it even has the bonus stage that's on there as well, that you would go through as Test Your Might, and you could play as all the characters apart from Shang Tsung and Goro, obviously. But it did everything right for what a console needed it to do, and not to mention the blood cheat. Gotta have the blood cheat. What else have we got? We have got, let's whack out this one as well, may as well. So Street Fighter 2, obviously, like I said, I got them both back, and yeah, it was just basically more the opposite of Mortal Kombat. It was cartoonish, it was very stylish, very nice looking. It can be fast paced, and yeah, you know, Street Fighter 2. They released it about 15 billion times on the Mega Drive, and a couple of the consoles. But for me, this is the definitive Street Fighter 2 from my day. I didn't have Hyper or Super or anything like that. This was the one. Getting close. Robocop versus Terminator. This again is my original cartridge. This I got for Christmas with Terminator, and I love both of them. I was one of those kids that was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, that was fortunate that my parents let me basically watch whatever I wanted. You know, the action films, the Die Hards, the Arnie films, Jean-Claude Van Damme, obviously goes without saying, these two guys. And to put this cartridge in, to then shoot somebody and him literally just dissipate into basically a pool of blood was like, wow. To have all the weapons that you had, it was all very satisfying. All the weapons were really satisfying to shoot in their own way. Very frustrating when you died and you went back to a normal pistol. You had to be really quick that you pressed, I believe it was the A button. I'm pretty sure it was the A button, where you pressed A and you swapped to the other weapon, and that was the weapon that you lost. At one point I got that down to a T. But this game, wicked game. And the final two. This is obviously a more recent years type game. This is the only one, in fact, yeah, it literally is the only one I didn't have as a kid that has made me go, yeah, I love it. Until I get an arcade cabinet or something like that of the original arcade game, this and the Super Nintendo version, which technically is a blasphemy to mention Mega Drive top 10, this will be up there for me. I always wanted something like this as a kid. I never knew it was released as a kid, otherwise I would have pestered my mum so much to get it. But yeah, for a console, it satisfies your needs very much so, for what you don't have as an arcade cabinet, and that's really all I can say. So I was fortunate to get this. I got this at the same time as Wonder Boy Monster World, and I paid £55 for both from the same seller from eBay. This cost 40 and that cost the rest, and that was about 3 years ago. So yeah, very fortunate to have it then rather than now, I can say that. And the final one, Splatterhouse 2. So this was very much in the same vein as Robocop versus Terminator. Playing this was like, oh my god, this is an amazing game. And it was kind of like Street Fighter type style graphics, like a bit more cartoonish, you know what I mean. Obviously it wasn't, there was no photos, like moving photos as everyone would say, of the same style as Mortal Kombat, but all the blood and the gore and everything else was just like, wow. And I never owned this game, but I borrowed my friend's all the time, and I was really gutted when he sold his Mega Drive because I really wanted this game. But again, I was fortunate to get this a few years ago, and love it. And it is complete. No, it's, oh yes, it is complete. So yeah, very, very happy with that. And it has a Sonic poster in there. So yes, absolutely love this game. And that is my top 10, guys. So there's another one going around, I believe, which is the top 10 PS1 games. Again, that will be like a fallback type video, but I am thinking up ideas, and I've got things of what I want to do for the Games to Play episodes. So just bear with me on that, and they are coming. Okay, so have a nice week.